I went to go see 28 Days Later, The Bone Temple yesterday, and it wasn't like I need to like I go to films generally before like either like it's like 3 o'clock or earlier because I by the time 9:30 rolls around, my head needs to be on the pillow. So it wasn't like crazy time where there was a ton of people, but it was like there were people in the theater, and it was like we experienced a film together and a hardcore horror film, and that's where it's like it's good. It's the reviews on Bone Temple are I think maybe a little bit overblown, but it's a really, really solid it's a solid, horror film, and it's a solid follow-up to 28 Years Later. The thing that 28 Years Later struggled with is that the whoever cut the trailer for the previous installment just that is how you sell a movie. It is one of the most, I think, spectacular trailers that I've ever seen cut. Um, and the film didn't li 28 Years Later wasn't a bad film, it just did not live up to the quality that the trailer promised. It was just all around like, "Yeah, that was fine." And with Bone Temple, you can see that, there's clearly a plan here. It felt like a seamless continuation from from where 28 years later left off. And it's a very nicely contained film. It's not overblown. It's really tight, spectacularly acted. I mean, Ralph Fiennes is just like you put him in anything and you're gonna get whatever you get is gonna be great. And it's like we got a great introduction in the last film, and this film really gave him more time and could you can see the his depth as a character and the fact that like how much he cares about people and that it's just like he's seen the world go to hell and he's still here. He's simultaneously honoring the dead while simultaneously how do I cure the living? And that's like that like, just the it's he's great. I loved it. Um and at the same time you've got Jack O'Connell who's this sort of nutball who when the world went to hell he was 8 and his father was like a hardcore religious guy, and once the world goes to hell, he does this whole 180 and becomes this crazy Satanist, and he's this brutal horror villain that's just terrorizing whoever normies are left, and it's that he's it what it does very well, what the film does, I think, very well is that um yes, he's nuts, and at no point does it try to paint him as a misunderstood person, but it doesn't forget that, this is that his crazy comes from somewhere, and particularly there's a great scene, I would say about, 2/3 into it between him and Ralph Fiennes where it's like you can see that it's just like, okay, it's like yeah, just like there's something in there, like somewhere in there, there's a human, but when he was very, very young, something very, very horrible happened, and he just, he went nuts. But it's like there's like not it's like he's got just enough of his faculties to try to, puppeteer his cult of other crazy people, and again, it just worked so seamlessly it worked from the first one to there, the kid, Spike, he's not the main he's not the main character, but we know what he's been through, and once he loops in again with Ralph Fiennes, like the history that these 2 characters have together, um, it all worked, like, having like, the film would not work the same were it not for the first as underwhelming as the first film is, this film would not work without it. There was a lot of character work that ports over to this movie, and it works. Um, and I get just like I get like I'm not a big fan of over exposition, but one of the things I absolutely love about what Fiennes does with his character is expressing what's in his mind without saying words, and this is I will say a spoilery territory, so, yeah, I just, forewarned. Um, Jack O'Connell has brought his cult over to, like, they have this deal where, like, Jack O'Connell is like, "Finds you talk me up, and, like, then we're gone and we leave you alone." And they have this whole sort of, like, satanic ceremony here where, essentially Finds is pretending to be the devil just to get and, like, he's hearing all of these horrible things that O'Connell is planning to do, and you can see in his eyes that, like, "Holy shit, I can't just let this guy go." Like, that's like, this is like, I do that, and a lot of innocent people could be harmed. Um, and then, like, so he sort of migrates from that to that sort of realization in his eyes. It's just like, "Holy heck, this kid that I helped in the last movie, they've kidnapped him. I can't I'm not gonna it's like I'm not gonna let them, just get away with him." And it's just a lot of great character stuff in just in his eyes, and it's really, really and again, it's like you want somebody who's, if you're looking for somebody who is just gonna give you something spectacular acting wise, um like, he's one of the guys, and it's like, it's always the fricking British people. The British people, man, there's just something in their genes where they're really good at acting. Like, like Alan Rickman, Emma Thompson, you know, really, really spectacular stuff. Um, but Bone Temple is worth your money. If you like horror, like, you have to like horror. It's a lot in terms of what you see gore-wise, it's a lot more it's much more brutal, um, than the previous film was. Like, it's like there were definitely like, anyone who's watched, Game of Thrones with me, I'm very audible in my reactions to gore. It's one of the reasons I love horror. It's like I do love it, is for those like, "Oh! Oh god! Oh! No! Oh god!" Like, it's got those things going on for it. So if you are a horror fan, um, it's like it's gonna be worth your time, and a lot of props to again, it's like, I don't know who this actor is, but the actor who plays Samson does and it's just like from just a plain like it's like big actor with a giant dick who's naked the entire movie. I don't know how that audition went. Just like, okay, it's like you're the right height. Now strip down and helicopter your wiener in front of us, and we'll tell you whether you got the part. Um, but he does deliver. The physicality is a big that's a big part of the film, and he's obviously it's like he's big, he's muscular, and he sells that. But also the other thing he does really well when it's and again, it's like I don't want to get into spoiler territory here, uh, a lot, but The part that he's playing, it's required to be a little bit more subtle and have a little bit more nuance, and, this actor absolutely delivered, and I really, really can't wait to see how they finish it out 'cause, um, it's clear there's a plan. It's nice to go into a film that, like, this is clearly the 2nd in a trilogy, and the producers behind it, the writers, they have a plan for where this is going, and I and it respects where what came before. So, I'm excited to see where they end up with it. I would say my big complaints are there's one instance at the end where it's like, okay, you threw in a jump scare where you didn't need a jump scare. That was a little silly. And then there's a little bit of a like heavy-handed knock on like you know what's happening in the news? See, we referenced the thing. So that I could have done without, but on the whole, like really good. And if you like heavy metal, man, like you definitely if you I know a couple of heavy metal fans that are gonna love this movie whenever they get around to see it, so get around to it.